What is going on YouTube? This is Gavin 212, aka Gavin Randy, with the news and rumors of The Undertaker refusing to wrestle Braun Stroman at WrestleMania 32. WWE rumors are now stating that The Undertaker could possibly refuse to work a match against Braun Stroman at WrestleMania 32, according to the Wrestling Observer. My bad. It is a match that Vince McMahon currently has penciled for the Phenom at the biggest wrestling pay-per-view of the year, and it might not sit all that well with the man who is guaranteed a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame someday. For more than a decade now, Undertaker has been a featured attraction at WrestleMania, even when he is not in the main event slot. Not only does he consistently put on tremendous performances, fans know that at the time WWE will eventually come and end, so they're going to appreciate and enjoy a match of his work as much as they can. So in months leading up to the big pay-per-view, there are ways to get a lot of interest of whom Undertaker is going to be working with that night. CM Punk, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Edge, Randy Orton, and Batista have been some of the opponents chosen over the past decade for The Undertaker. Those are some of the better in-ring performers around. So it gave Undertaker the opportunity to steal the show and have with a great match with a very inexperienced performer. Braun Strowman is closer to a Giant Gonzalez that he is those two legendary ring technicalities. So after shockingly losing to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, Louisiana, the outcome of the match isn't really as important to The Undertaker as it used to be. The winning streak no longer needs to be protected because the bubble has been bursted. So refusing to work with Braun Strowman isn't because he's afraid of being asked to take a loss, as WWE officials are asked to take a loss, as WWE officials are very unlikely to give the Wyatt family member that big of a victory because fans might turn on him. So most likely the reason why Undertaker is refusing to work with Braun Strowman is because he's afraid that the performance will not live up to the high standards that he and his fellow legends have set over the past few years. So Undertaker genuinely never knows when he is going to retire. So if this performance was subpar, then he would feel compelled to force himself to return to the following year to put on a better performance. So Braun Strowman is such a priority for Vince McMahon that actually thought about putting him in the coveted spot with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. Lesnar is one of the biggest draws for WWE, so anyone that works with him has a worthy of being in the spot. So it has been reportedly that various members of the front of office successfully convinced McMahon to remove Strowman from the Lesnar match. Brock is currently being penciled for a match against either Dean Ambrose or Bray Wyatt. So in order to protect Braun Strowman from being overexposed in the ring, WWE opt to utilize the tag team match instead. There are talk about Strowman and Eric Rowan and Luke Harper and do a tag team match with Big Show, Kane, and the mystery partner who could possibly being up Mark Henry, as management wants to reward the world's strongest man with a WrestleMania match before he retires from an in-ring performer. So as far as The Undertaker is still concerned, he has no clear choice to who he has to work with at WrestleMania 32, so there's not a lot of qualified performers on the main roster. Chris Jericho is a last-minute option if needed, especially since the King of the World has been wanting to work with The Undertaker at the big pay-per-view. So for more updates as I bring to you as they come in, subscribe.